The Ottoman Empire's rise to power in the Balkans is one of the most pivotal chapters in world history. The empire's eventual domination over much of Southeastern Europe was the result of military genius, strategic political moves, and a unique ability to adapt to changing circumstances. By the mid-14th century, the Ottoman Empire was no longer just a principality in Anatolia, but a rising power with eyes on Europe. The consolidation of Ottoman control in the Balkans marked a new era in the region, one that would see the gradual decline of Byzantine influence and the beginning of Ottoman hegemony. In the early 1300s, the Ottomans were a relatively small Turkic state in Anatolia under the leadership of Osman I. Osman's successors, Orhan I 1326-1362 and Murad I 1362-1389 would oversee the expansion of the Ottoman state from Anatolia into the Balkans. The initial conquest of the Balkans was not just a result of military victories, it was a product of political and strategic foresight. The Ottoman expansion into the Balkans began in earnest under Sultan Orhan, Osman's son. Orhan's early campaigns in the Balkans focused on securing the western regions of Anatolia, laying the groundwork for later expansion into Europe. The conquest of Gallipoli in 1354 marked a turning point in Ottoman history. Located on the Dardanelles, Gallipoli provided the Ottomans with access to the European continent and made them a formidable force in the region. This marked the beginning of the Ottomans' penetration into the Balkans. Gallipoli, an important Byzantine city, was easily accessible to the Ottomans from Anatolia, and its capture gave the Ottomans a key strategic position to launch further campaigns into the Balkans. Sultan Orhan used Gallipoli as a springboard for launching attacks into the Balkans, consolidating control over regions like Thrace, Macedonia, and parts of Bulgaria. These territories, particularly Thrace, were of vital importance in securing Ottoman control over the Balkans and were crucial to the Ottomans' long-term strategy. Following Orhan's death, his son Murad I took control of the Ottoman state in 1362 and began a more aggressive campaign into the Balkans. Murad I was not only a talented military leader, but also a shrewd strategist. He understood that the key to long-term success in the Balkans was not simply military conquest, but also establishing political alliances with local rulers. Murad's strategy was to consolidate Ottoman power through both conquest and diplomacy. By securing alliances with local Christian rulers and offering protection to them in exchange for tribute and loyalty, Murad was able to expand Ottoman influence in the region without having to constantly engage in direct military conflict. One of the defining characteristics of Murad's campaigns in the Balkans was his ability to incorporate local military forces into the Ottoman army. The Ottoman army consisted of a mixture of professional soldiers, janissaries, and irregular forces from various conquered regions. The janissaries, an elite infantry corps created by the Ottomans, became the backbone of the Ottoman military. The janissaries were Devshirme-recruited soldiers, usually Christian boys who were taken from their families, converted to Islam, and trained to serve the Sultan. These elite troops, highly disciplined and skilled, were instrumental in Ottoman success on the battlefield. Murad I's janissaries played a crucial role in Ottoman military campaigns in the Balkans. The janissaries' training and their loyalty to the Sultan made them an effective and reliable fighting force. They fought in key battles such as the Battle of Maritsa, 1371, a significant victory for the Ottomans. At Maritsa, the Ottoman forces defeated a Christian army that was attempting to resist Ottoman expansion. The defeat at Maritsa crushed the resistance of the Serbs and their allies, paving the way for the Ottomans to further consolidate their control over the Balkans. Following the Battle of Maritsa, the Ottomans continued their expansion in the region. Sultan Murad I's forces captured important cities, including Adrianople, modern-day Edirne, in 1361, which would later become the second capital of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman conquest of Adrianople was a significant milestone in their campaign to dominate the Balkans. The city's strategic location, near the Byzantine capital of Constantinople, made it an important military and political center. By securing Adrianople, Murad I solidified Ottoman control over the Balkans, creating a strong base for future operations. The conquest of Adrianople was followed by Ottoman campaigns into Serbia, Bulgaria, and Albania. Murad I's ability to combine military strategy with diplomatic efforts allowed the Ottomans to gain new territories while minimizing resistance. His forces defeated Serbian, Bulgarian, and Albanian armies in various skirmishes and battles, further expanding Ottoman control. One of the most significant military engagements during Murad's reign was the Battle of Kosovo in 1389. This battle pitted the Ottoman forces led by Murad I against the Serbian army, commanded by Prince Lazar Hrebeljanović. The Battle of Kosovo is remembered for its ambiguity. Neither side emerged with a clear victory. Despite this, the Ottomans maintained control over Kosovo and much of Serbia, marking another significant blow to Serbian power. The Battle of Kosovo also marked the death of Sultan Murad I, who was assassinated during the battle by a Serbian assassin. While Murad's death was a great loss to the Ottomans, it did not weaken the empire's resolve. His son, Bayezid I, quickly took control and continued the Ottoman military campaigns in the Balkans. In the aftermath of the Battle of Kosovo, the Ottoman Empire continued to expand its control in the Balkans, solidifying its dominance in Southeastern Europe. Murad I's leadership and military campaigns laid the groundwork for the continued Ottoman advance into Europe, which would culminate in the conquest of Constantinople in 1453 under Sultan Mehmed II. The consolidation of Ottoman control over the Balkans under Murad I and his successors was a transformative process. The Ottomans not only gained control of key territories, but also restructured the region's political landscape. They employed a policy of religious tolerance, allowing Christian and Muslim populations to coexist under Ottoman rule, though the Ottomans continued to encourage the spread of Islam. This policy helped reduce resistance and allowed the Ottomans to integrate local populations into their empire. The Ottoman military presence in the Balkans was formidable, and it was bolstered by the loyalty of the Janissaries, who played an essential role in maintaining control. The Ottoman presence in the Balkans would continue to shape the region for centuries to come. By the time Bayezid I took control in 1389, the Ottoman Empire had become a major force in Southeastern Europe. The Ottomans were well on their way to becoming a dominant power, and their control over much of the Balkans played a key role in the empire's continued success. The Ottoman Empire's dominance in the Balkans reached its height during the reign of Sultan Bayezid I, the son of Sultan Murad I. After the Battle of Kosovo in 1389, in which Sultan Murad I was assassinated, Bayezid quickly consolidated his power and continued the Ottoman expansion into the Balkans. While the battle itself was inconclusive, the Ottomans emerged with the advantage, having maintained control over the strategic Kosovo region. Bayezid's military prowess and aggressive campaigns over the next decade were crucial in the further consolidation of Ottoman control across the Balkans. Bayezid I, known as Bayezid the Thunderbolt, was an ambitious and determined ruler. He inherited an empire that had gained significant footholds in the Balkans, but his vision was to push further westward and establish the Ottomans as a dominant power in Europe. His early reign was marked by rapid military campaigns aimed at both expanding the empire and securing Ottoman borders against Christian European powers who were beginning to view the Ottomans as a growing threat. Bayezid's initial victories came in the Balkans, where he sought to eliminate the remaining resistance from the Serbs, Bosnians, and Albanian forces. The Ottoman siege of Nicopolis in 1396 was one of the most significant victories during Bayezid's rule. The battle, known as the Battle of Nicopolis, was fought between Bayezid's forces and a Christian crusader army made up of Hungarian, French, English, and Polish troops who had united to challenge Ottoman power in the Balkans. The Crusaders, led by King Sigismund of Hungary, were decisively defeated by the Ottomans. The Battle of Nicopolis was a crushing blow to the Crusader forces and marked the end of the last significant Christian resistance in the Balkans. The Ottomans' victory at Nicopolis firmly established Ottoman control over the Balkans, marking the Ottoman Empire as the dominant power in the region. The defeat at Nicopolis further weakened the Serbian kingdom, and King Lazar's descendants lost their ability to rally against Ottoman power. In the aftermath of the battle, the Ottomans not only consolidated their military dominance in the region but also secured their position as the primary power in Southeast Europe. After the victory at Nicopolis, Bayezid expanded the Ottoman territories into Serbia and Bosnia. The Serbian kingdom, under Prince Lazar Rebeljanovich, had been the principal force resisting Ottoman expansion. But after Lazar's death at Kosovo, Serbian unity and strength collapsed. Bayezid took full advantage of this fragmentation, seizing Serbian lands and territories, which weakened their ability to maintain independence. The fall of Serbia into Ottoman hands was a significant development, as it effectively removed any remaining major resistance to Ottoman domination in the region. Simultaneously, Bayezid turned his attention to Bosnia, which had remained an independent kingdom. Bosnia's geographic position between Serbia, Hungary, and the Ottomans made it a key target for Bayezid's military campaigns. King Tvrtko of Bosnia had managed to maintain his kingdom's autonomy by playing off the Hungarians and the Ottomans against each other. However, in 1398, Bayezid's forces launched a series of attacks on Bosnia, and by the end of the 14th century, Bosnia had been effectively absorbed into the Ottoman Empire. Bayezid's ability to bring the Serbs and Bosnians under Ottoman rule further consolidated Ottoman power in the Balkans. His military victories were critical in securing Ottoman borders and ensuring that Ottoman rule in the region was unchallenged. The Ottoman army became one of the most powerful military forces in the world during this period, known for its elite Janissary Corps and highly skilled cavalry. Bayezid's military campaigns continued to push the boundaries of the Ottoman Empire, extending Ottoman influence into Macedonia, Albania, and beyond. The Ottomans also benefited from their diplomatic strategies. Bayezid, though known for his military strength, also understood the importance of alliances and territorial consolidation. He sought to maintain a balance between military conquest and diplomacy. He formed alliances with various local rulers and military leaders, ensuring that his rule was not just based on military might, but also on careful political maneuvering. This diplomatic approach allowed the Ottomans to maintain their power in the Balkans without facing widespread revolts or opposition from other powerful European states. By the time of Bayezid's death in 1402, the Ottoman Empire had firmly established its dominance in the Balkans. Bayezid's military conquests had brought the Ottomans into control of almost all of Southeastern Europe, stretching from Albania and Bosnia in the west to Serbia and Macedonia in the east. Bayezid's successors would inherit an empire that had become a dominant power, not just in the Balkans, but across much of Europe and Asia Minor. However, despite these successes, the Ottoman Empire was faced with challenges from both external and internal forces. The Battle of Ankara in 1402, in which Bayezid was defeated by the Mongols under Tamerlane, temporarily weakened the empire and threatened to undo the progress made in the Balkans. The Ottoman Empire was fragmented and faced internal strife, leading to a period known as the Ottoman Interregnum. Nevertheless, the Ottomans were able to recover, and the empire would continue its expansion in the centuries that followed. Bayezid's campaigns in the Balkans were crucial in consolidating Ottoman power and laying the groundwork for the empire's future dominance in Europe. The expansion of Ottoman rule not only brought military control over vast territories, but also created an empire that integrated diverse cultures, religions, and peoples. The Ottoman Empire would remain a dominant force in Europe for centuries, shaping the course of European history and leaving an enduring legacy on the Balkan region.